So we're going to start off with the $1 million question that people that may not know me or people that do know me and that are totally not aware of what I do um, and where I come from. That question is, girl, you're a doctor? Not necessarily. I do not have a doctorate degree. I am a master level mental health specialist, and my degree is in psychology. I do not practice as a psychologist in the state of Ohio because I wanted to avoid doing assessments and diagnosing. I wanted to focus on the mental health aspect of helping others obtain and sustain mental health, peace, and power without having to do all that other extensive work. I don't mind working. However, I had done those things as a social worker. I was a social worker for 15 years for the state of Ohio, for the county, for so many agencies around Cincinnati. I probably worked for all of them. Um, and there was a lot of extensive paperwork. So becoming an individual, and when you obtain your independent certification to work independently, you still are required by the state to do those assessments, to do paperwork, to do assessment notes, and to diagnose. There is very little that I have to do, but a lot I have to do to invest into others' mental health and to teach them skills, tools, and coping skills that they can use to help them. So I decided that that's not the route that I wanted to take. So my major is psychology, my minor is mental health science, and I focus on the mental health aspect of my career. That name, doctor, comes from not having a doctorate degree, but also being a master at mental health and the ability to help others gain power and control over their mental health. I've been able to do that somehow, and that's God's grace that I have the ability to talk people off ledges, literally. Literally. This is not what I wanted to do. I absolutely wanted to be a medical doctor, but God had other plans for me. And this is where I am, and this is what I'm going to do. Um, and at this stage of the game, well, late into my 30s, I'm not sure if I'll go back to get my doctorate degree unless someone is willing to give me an amazing grant or I can get it for free. Because otherwise, I will have to probably get like 3 or 4 sugar daddies. And that's not the lifestyle that I live any longer. So, moving on. I also was nicknamed El Camino by an older cousin. He obviously dreamed of having an El Camino car one day. For those who don't know what an El Camino is, it's a car, a beautiful car. Look it up if you're into old school cars, if you're not aware of what it looks like. But that was my nickname as a kid. From birth all the way up until now, he still calls me El Camino and not by my name, which is Keisha. But anyway, as I got older into my teenage years and adolescence, he became, or he begun to call me Dr. El Camino. And he told me that I was going to be a doctor, and I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to be. But I think he was in the right direction. So I held on to that name and I will forever and ever. So there is the backstory to that question. If you wanted to know, just inquiring minds wanted to know if I was a doctorate doctor, but I am not. So that's that. But I'm good at what I do. So we're going to move on to this Mental Health Friday is going to focus on generational curses. as well as bondage. So I know a lot of us come from families that have a traditional lifestyle on how you were raised, whether it was using foul language, the way that you speak, the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you even incorporated that into raising your children if you have them, or just dealing with people. So, how do I manage that? Like, what does that look like? Because I'm a mess. I'm always angry. I'm always turned up to 10. Um, I've raised my children the same way, or I interact with others the same way. So, how do I fix that? Like, how do I get help for that? Well, come on in. Come on in. And as time goes on, these Mental Health Fridays will dig deeper and deeper into breaking some of those mental barriers that you have and not allow yourself to open your brain into the place of peace. Because our brain has two parts. There's a place of peace and there is a place that is not so peaceful. And if you don't build that brain power to tap into that other side, you just be blocked. And you'll only be using one part of your brain, which is not fair to you. Um, Meditation, one. Meditation just looks like you going into a closet, into a room that has nobody in it. You can write notes down, or you can just sit there with your legs and arms crossed and your eyes closed and think of a place of peace. A place of peace where every time you get escalated, you can go to. And you find that place of peace in your brain as well. You go there. You go there. Every time someone triggers you, every time someone makes you feel a certain kind of way, whether it's your children, whether it's other. And when we talk about children, children are children. Their brains are still developing. They're still learning different things. They're still learning to understand what their brain is and how to use it. So I encourage friends and family to be very, very sensitive to children when it comes to how you respond to them, interact with them every day, day to day. But it starts with you. It starts with you. And if you have someone in your life that's an adult that does not influence your mental power, peace, and discipline, let them go. And it doesn't matter who they are. They can be your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncle. They can be your adult children. If they bring negative influence to your brain that is already damaged, let them go. And that's not an evil thing to do. That's to protect your mental peace and power. Because you'll continue to have no control over yourself if you allow these people to influence your life. Okay. And that's a skill that I have been able to build for a very long time. I let no one interfere with my mental peace and health. And if you do, I will terminate you from my life. That doesn't mean that if I see you, I won't speak to you and acknowledge you as a human being. That just means I will not socialize, interact, or be around you in any kind of way because you are a threat to my peace and my mental health. There you have it. Okay, so we will dig deeper and deeper into what exactly that looks like. What exactly that looks like. The steps and tools that I take to encourage and influence my clients and others to do. Again, let them go. Let them go. And second, I am a person that does not expect things from others that I am not willing to give. So if I'm a person that interferes or causes disruption to someone's mental health and peace, they are free to let me go. But that's another thing that I have been able to build is discipline and power when it comes to other people. I'm cautious about what I say to them. I'm cautious about how I say it to them. So I think 4 or 5 times I rehearse that thought of what I am about to say before I say it. And that's something you can practice as well, especially when it comes to your children, others that you're interacting with, your loved ones, people that don't mean you no harm, that are not interfering with your mental peace, that don't cause you any type of disruption. You think about it, coach yourself, think about it. Well, I'm going to say it this way. And oh, I don't like that. I don't think that's right. That doesn't feel good. That doesn't, whatever it is that you're thinking in your mind, rehearse it 3 to 4 times before you say it. I am very slow to speak. And those who know me know that because I rehearse things before I say it because I don't want to offend people. I do not want to demean or degrade people. And I don't want people to feel beneath me or judged. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, as an African American woman, I am very, very slick at the tongue and can be, like a lot of people are. However, that's a place of energy that I do not allow to manifest or bring out unless I feel my safety or my peace is being interrupted or interfered with. So again, when I am interacting with people or I'm giving them advice or tips or I'm trying to encourage or motivate them or just give them, just an opinion, I rehearse those thoughts. Even with my children, I think about it 4 or 5 times or 3 to 4 times, how I'm going to say it and how it's going to come out and how it is going to affect them when it does. And if it doesn't come out right, it's okay to apologize. Wrong is wrong. And acknowledging when you're wrong will help you get to a place of mental peace and power. I am quick to apologize, even when I'm not wrong, or even when I feel that I'm not, because my intentions are always pure and always motivating. So just think about that. Think about that. You see that? I just took like 4 or 5 second pause to think about peace. And sometimes it's okay to just keep your mouth shut even when you're right. Because it's not getting to a place of peace is not about being right all the time, even when you are. It's about developing that mental power and peace for yourself and allowing others to think what they want if they're not able to receive the information that you're trying to give them. Right? Absolutely. So that was one key focus. One key focus. Again, the top part of our conversation was what? Letting people go. Let them go. Let them go. If they continue to bring you negative energy, disrupt your peace, or interfere with your mental health, let them go. Number 2, rehearse your thoughts 3 to 4 times before you speak them. And that will help you be able to gain that mental discipline where you don't always have to respond, react, or say anything. It'll help. It will. So we will be back next Friday with the second part to this series. of mental health and how to sustain mental health and power, breaking generational curses, but first starting with you, because we can't go back. We can't go back. The trauma that we've been through, the cycle of life that we've been through, what our parents, grandparents, or those who have raised us been through, we can't go back. But we can start here. We can start now. Again, thank you for watching this video. I hope you and your families are safe again, and I'll be back with another video. Thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. Peace, love, and hair grease.